Everyone, and welcome to Celie's Kitchen Live this morning. I'm so happy to be on these three platforms this morning. So, my name is Carlene. For those of you who are just joining for the very first time, welcome to our live. We are joining you from TikTok, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. And we have a very interesting break feast this morning for all our viewers. Yes, last week I was all the way in Georgia. Yes, cooking for a whole team of actors for the upcoming movie, The Act of God. So this week I am on live in living colors right from my kitchen in Queens, New York. So, welcome to my live. So, if you're on the live this morning and I see someone just popped up, and of course, it's Yvette. Good morning, Yvette. How are you? Welcome to the live. So, I'm going to wait until the live build up a little bit more because I want to talk about what we're making today and upcoming things for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We need to discuss, what we're doing for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's going to be a little bit different this year. I am not planning on doing the big cooking for everyone as I normally do. I will be only focusing on two things this year. So, because I'm so tired and I need rest. Good morning, Cherise. She said, missed you last week. Yes, because I was away. I was out of town. I was in Georgia. She said, you owe me my gift. Yes, I still have your gift. As a matter of fact, your gift is in the car. I brought it to church the same week. I didn't see Chris. That was the thing, because I normally give it to Chris. And then I forgot to drop it off, of course. So, yes, man, we're live up in the kitchen this morning. So, today, I didn't know what to make as usual. Even my husband, he's in Jamaica, called me, why you make my life today? I said, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out 5 minutes before the show, as I normally do. And of course, I figured out something. So I opened the freezer, and of course, I found some veggie burgers. And I also found some veggie sausage. So I decided to cut them up, combine them together with some potatoes, and make a nice break feast this morning. Yes, he's not here, so I have to feed my body. Last night, guys, I was on the road the whole day busy. And he's in Jamaica, and he must show off Pammy where I eat for lunch. He went by his old job, and he was there with his old-time co-workers eating big food and getting me jealous. And then he rubbed it in a little harder last night when he told me he was going to Port Royal to buy fish. So, of course, they bought their steamed fish with crackers and whatever they ate. And of course, him sent me the picture of them just to get my mouth watering and to get me jealous. So I went to Panera, just up the block from me on Woodhaven. And I got me a nice, they have this new thing, a black bean soup. It tastes almost like our red pea soup, but the only thing was missing was some spinach, piece of yam, and piece of meat, some kind of meat. But it was good. And of course, I had one of their Fiesta chicken sandwich along with my little soup last night and my agave lemonade. Sit down there like a little puppy dog by myself. Nobody for eat with me. Then, of course, my come call me and I send me a picture with him big fish at Port Royal with him bright self. Good morning, Barbara. So anyway, guys, so I'm going to make myself something to eat this morning because I have not been eating since I came back from Georgia. I have absolutely no appetite, and I don't know why. No appetite whatsoever. I don't feel for food. I'm just tired of everything. I went shopping last night in Trader Joe's. I bought a lot of fruits. And I not even feel for the fruits them. I don't know what to eat. My appetite is messed up. After cooking 2 times a day, 4 consecutive days in Georgia, it wasn't an easy task, guys. Guys, it was rough. But, me, Twine, and Bree, we pulled through. We were going to bring another staff member, and we didn't bother because we thought we could pull it off. But we did pull it off. But honestly, I needed 4 more hands. And when I say 4 more hands, we had different dishes to cook. We had such a short time to prepare it, and we had to get to the location on time. We could not be late. And breakfast was at 3 p.m. and lunch was at 9 p.m. So when we cooked lunch, bring it over there at 3 p.m., serve them, clean up, then we had to go back to prepare lunch, which is at 9 p.m. Yeah, their hours were twisted because, they're filming and it's different timing for them. So we had to work with the schedule, and it was rough. When I say it was rough, but we pulled through. It was a lot of cooking, a lot of different dishes. Then, of course, we had to make our presentation. And when I came back to New York, guys, I said, I'm tired. I can't tell you how tired I was. I felt like there was a ton on and I'm still tired. I woke up this morning and honestly, I didn't feel to do the live. But because I know you guys look forward to it, and that's your form of entertainment and I would say edification on a Saturday morning, I can't disappoint. I still have to pull through as if I was in Georgia cooking. So guess what? I'm going to stop the talking and get busy. Barbara said, you cook too much in Georgia. Of course, we cook too much. Yusha, good morning. How are you? Welcome to the live. So guys, I'm going to keep it simple today. So I have some Morningstar veggie burgers right here. And I have some vegan sausage right here. I might add another one. Oops. So what I'm going to do is chop this up, fry this up with these seasoning, and make some potatoes. So guys, the hotel where we were staying at in Georgia, in Duluth, because we were staying 2 different places. First, we were in Duluth for 2 days. And, we went for breakfast downstairs. And breakfast was a little disappointing because, when you eat breakfast at these hotels, they must serve you the box egg, which tastes like, me no know what. Me never eat that. And then they had home fried potatoes, what look like they make it from overnight and let it sit all night and then them come service it in the morning. Because the potatoes were all soaked up. It just never, And even the onions didn't look so fresh in it. They looked dead. So I decided that I'm going to make something kind of similar, but with some kind of flesh in it. Not flesh, but like flesh, because this is vegan. And fry it up with the potatoes in my way. So I could get the right taste I was looking for with those sauteed potatoes. They called it home fries. So I made a dish. So when we move over to Smyrna, to the other location where they were filming, we rented an Airbnb, a whole house, beautiful place. I decided that I'm going to make something similar what we had at the hotel for breakfast one day for them. And guys, let me tell you something. The people them even take bread and wipe out the bowl. Them terrible. I'm telling you. These white folks, they don't play with food. They eat with their hands. They take bread and wipe out pot. When we met the curry chicken, they literally came with the spoon and scraped the pot just to get the juice of the curry on their plate. I'm telling you, they were into the food. Anytime they see us walking in, there were smiles on their faces. And then they came in, oh, what do you have today? I said, it's a surprise. So when I opened the Potato Delight, that went in seconds. Because the first person who tasted it went back in the studio and told everyone how good it was, and everybody came rushing in, so it was gone. So Cherie said a Potato Delight you made for them looks so good. Yeah, you should make it on live. Yeah, I'm gonna make it one day. And I want to tell you, that wasn't a recipe that I knew. I just created it on the spot, spur of the moment. Just fling some things in, whip it up, and it just come out good. All right, let me turn on my frying pan and get my pot hot. So over here, guys, I have some chopped up scallion, some chopped onions, and some chopped peppers. I never have the red ones. Oh, let me get 2 tomatoes. I have some, let me grab 2 tomatoes from the fridge. Oops. Let me grab this while I'm at it too. Oops. I kicked something out of the way. Alrighty. I'm gonna make some drink over here later, so I just grab the whipped cream same time. Carmen said, "Good morning, good morning, Carmen. How are you?" All right, guys. So I'm just using 2 grape tomatoes. I don't want too much tomatoes in it because the tomatoes for me, tend to kill the taste if it's overbearing. So you don't want too much tomatoes in it. Let me use a small one. And I have some garlic right here. I like garlic in my anything that I fry up because it's good for your blood pressure. It gives the food great flavor. And it's just good for you, generally speaking. I wonder if Twine up on the live. I tell him for join the live, you know. Dwayne, if you're on the live, text in. He's in Jamaica, guys. Enjoying Jamaica. He had planned that vacation before the hurricane, guys. So he still went. All right, so today I'm using 100% pure avocado oil to make my fry up. It's non-GMO, of course. They said it's perfect for dressing, saute, marinades, grilling, roasting, baking. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so we put some oil in our frying pan, and I use a shallow frying pan so you guys can see what I'm making, because most time you complain that I use a deep pot and then you can't see what I'm making. So I choose to use a frying pan where y'all can see. All right, so I'm just gonna grate some garlic in this section here. So I'm using 3 cloves of garlic. All right. Let me wash my hands, because I hate the garlic smell from my hand. I might go rub my eye with it and then I have to start ball on the live. Okay, she said, what you making? So I'm sure you have seen the title. It says veggie burger, sausage, and things. That's what I named the title today. Because I wanted to give it something very fancy and catching. All right, so my oil is hot. I see it starts smoking. So I'm going to put all of these in. All right, so let's saute all of this. Let's turn on our fire. So we're leaving it there to fry for a little bit. So I'm going to slice my veggie sausage now. We'll cut the one that's too big. Let's cut this again. All right. So we're just going to bust our veggie burgers in maybe 4. Let me cut this. Oh, this cut twice. So we're just going to cut our veggie burgers in like 4 pieces. You know, we don't want to cut them too small. All right, so let's turn up at the fire. All right, we don't want this to burn. That's why I turned on the fire, but we can turn it up back now that we're going to drop the sausage and everything in. Oops. All right, so we're just going to stir this up and let it fry up for a little bit. So today we're making a 1-pot meal. Yeah, we're making our yummy 1-pot meal. So I could just sit down and enjoy. So because we're using natural seasonings, We don't need much to season this pot after we drop the potatoes in. We really don't need much. We really, really don't need much, guys. I like when my sausage have a little crisp on the edge. So I put some of them on the sides so they can get a little crisp in the oil. Yeah. On the cut parts. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just going to leave that for a minute. So today, guys, I'm not giving away any gifts. I didn't get to shop. I'm still recuperating from Georgia strip all week. You know, we came back in the middle of the week, but the couple days that I've been around, I'm telling you, I'm like a zombie walking around. I have to be popping vitamin C. I have to be popping B12, green tea, every kind of boost me a little bit because trust me, I didn't feel the tiredness when I was there too much. Yeah, I was tired, but it's when I came back and I got off the plane at JFK and got in the car to come here. Ooh, that night, me and Twine was sleep. We went to bed early, man. My cousin all called my phone and never get me. But she know I'm normally up late. But when she called and couldn't get me, she knows I'm tired. All right. So now I'm going to drop my potatoes in. So I boiled some gourmet potatoes, some red skin gourmet potatoes. And I did chop them in 4 before I boil them. So I'm just going to add these to the pot. So I'm just stirring in everything and then I'm going to season the pot now. All right. So I'm going to add a little Mrs. Dash. No salt. And then I'm going to add my famous or wannabe famous Yana spices. I got a sprinkler here. So I'm just going to stir this in. So I need to turn on my fire because guess what? The pot look like it won't come dry out on me. So I'm just going to add a little water. Because, you know, the potato sucks the little oil and it sucks everything. So that's why I had a bottle of water handy. We need a little water in this. And then we're going to add some sweet and spicy baby rays. But this one is mixed. I did mix some sweet and sour in this. Not today, but another time when I was cooking. So it's a little watery, but it's fine. But it was good for what I was making. And it's good for this as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of this on it. And then I'm going to add Hunt's 100% natural tomato ketchup. This one has no fructose corn syrup. Yeah, it not no sugar in it. We have to be mindful of the tomato ketchup that we use, guys. Especially if you're diabetic. You have to watch for these things. Look at the sugar content on these bottles and the sodium. Because, you know, growing up, we just used to go shop or go supermarket. And we just go buy things and eat. Right? And we don't stop to look at the nutrition facts. Well, back then, they didn't even have nutrition facts on the bottle. It's in later years they started to implement that. But back then, they never have nutrition facts on the bottle. So if 500 milligrams of salt in the ketchup or the seasoning. We don't know that. We just use it because it tastes good. And then later on, you hear that you have sugar diabetes. And then you wonder, how comes me not eat sweets, but me diabetic? No, you don't have to eat the sweets to be diabetic. It's some of the things that you use every day. The dumpling, the yam. When you eat those, it breaks down into the body and turns sugar. We do need carbs, but good carbs. Carbs give you energy. Carbs give you energy, but it's how much you eat. Yes, we can eat rice. Look at the Chinese. They eat rice every day religiously. And you never see a fat Chinese. And you always wonder why. Because you know what? They drink their green tea with their meals. They have a hot beverage with their meals. So their digestion and everything works while they're eating. Yeah. And they don't have a big portion of rice either. They have just a little bowl. And then when you look, you see a bigger plate with green stuff like bok choy, like carrots, and leafy green stuff that we don't know the name. Half of them, we don't know the name of them. But they're eating all these green leafy stuff. They have rice, but it's the portion is like a fist or smaller than my fist sometimes. And then their protein, they don't eat that much protein either if they do eat protein. You don't see them and eat the fried chicken with them sell or the general fried chicken with them sell because of pure sugar in it. But they must sell we the black people and we are eating because it tastes good. But they're not eating it. I observe a lot about these Asian nationalities, the Japanese and the Chinese and the Koreans. If you go to the nail salon, they don't do their nails. I asked one of them why. She said, chemical, no good for my nail. So I turned to her and I said, oh, so chemicals is good for my nails or my toes? She said, yeah, make you look pretty, make you look pretty. But they are not using it on themselves. You notice a person that does nails and your pedicure and your manicure, they're not doing their nails. Very rarely see one and two of them with even nail polish because they know the dangers of these things. They not use it. But them come to the black people because we are give them more money and we are trying to look pretty. Hey. All right. Some concoction when I cook this morning ready. It look good to and smell good and juicy. All right. So to top this off, I'm going to add a little cayenne because, whoops, let me get the cover. Cayenne is good for our digestion. It's good for your circulation when it gets in the bloodstream. It clears the blockages. Cayenne pepper, yeah. It's good for your digestive system, although it burns. But when it gets there, it does the job. And it's good for your blood. Yes, it's good for your blood flow. It's good for your circulation. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on my food. Not a lot, because this one is very potent. Just to add that to the mixture right here. Okay. So guess what? One pot meal ready now, guys. But I'm not ready to put it on display yet because guess what we are going to do? We are going to make a little drink. So I thought of this drink this morning. I'm going to wash my hands. Whew. Okay. So I don't know how many of you know or are aware, but this carrot juice is from Trader Joe's. Everybody that I've introduced to this carrot juice, they love it. It has no water, no sugar, no additives, no preservatives. It's straight carrot in a bottle. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, I buy them because I know I have an anemic issue dealing with. I know my blood count is low and it's good for my anemia. So I always have carrot juice in the house. So I went shopping last night and I bought some carrot juice, but this is a small bottle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be mixing it. I'm going to be making like I don't know what to call it, but I'm going to mix up some things over here in my bullet. So I'm adding a half of the carrot juice. Matter of fact, let me add the whole bottle because it's a small bottle. It's only can't see, I need my glasses. 10 fluid ounces. It's only 10 ounces. It won't hurt. And then to this, I'm going to add some chia seeds. Now, I got this chia seed in Trader Joe's last night as well. So I added some chia seeds. I'm going to add some almond milk. Let me go, Georgia, I'll leave this milk in the fridge. Let me check if it's good. Yeah, man, it's good to go. So I'm adding some almond milk. And then I'm going to add some cashews, some roasted cashews. Not adding a lot, just a few goes a long way. So our drink is ready. And of course I have a nice mocktail glass waiting on me. So I'm just going to pour. Let me turn the stove off while I'm at it. And this is looking nice and rich and yummy. So to this, I'm not going to add this yet until I share the food. Let me get my food together first. All right. So let's share our meal. This is what we're having today in Celie's kitchen. My son is coming later on today, so I'll leave some for him. That's if I'm going to eat it. Because I'm like, Ma, you and your healthy stuff. But he'll eat it. He'll eat it. Let's add some veggie burgers. Let's add some pieces of sausages to the plate. And of course, we're going to clean up our plate and then we're going to garnish. All right. All right, I'm going to add some parsley. I have giant bottles of parsley because I cook. I have stuff in big bottles. So let's garnish this with some parsley on top. All right. Oops. So guys, this is our veggie burger, sausage, and things this morning. Yeah, this is what we are having this morning. Oh, Twine is on the live. Beg you some confit. Jamaica. You'd have had this breakfast this morning. So, our carrot, I don't know what to call this. Our carrot cashew drink. Yeah, let's call it a carrot cashew drink. I'm going to garnish this with some nice whipped cream. And this is a dairy-free whipped topped coconut whipped cream. Yeah, I got this in Trader Joe's last night. Oops. So I'm just opening it up. I never opened it yet. So let's add some whipped cream on top. Ooh, my carrot is overflowing. Ooh. Oh, wow. And now Let's add some Bailey's strawberry cream on top of the whipped cream. Woo. And then we're going to sprinkle with some cinnamon. Woo. I put cinnamon on everything, guys, because guess what? It's good for my blood sugar. So let's taste this. Absolutely delicious, guys. Absolutely delicious. I've never made this before. What's that? Carrot cashew fusion. Ah, love that name. That's what I love my husband, you know. He always come up with the creative names like me. I like that name. Dwayne, I'm running with that. Carrot cashew fusion. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect name. It is so good. So let's taste this food now. Because of the first me I met this. So let's taste this. Delicious. This is a piece of the veggie burger. Amazing. And not to mention the sausage. I'm going to taste that now. I've never had this one before. Guys, why may I tell you? I'm not bragging now. But you see, when God gives you the gift of creating things, you can just create things in the spur of seconds. Because I proved that when I was in Georgia last week. Some of the dishes I came up with, I've never ever made it in my life. For example, Brie and I, we had so much apples from the hotel where we were before. We moved over to Smyrna. So she said, Mommy, yeah, I have to make something with the apple. So, she was there bothering me. I said, okay, cut up the apple. So what I did, we had some honey, we had dark sugar and butter. We melt those together. And we just stewed it on top of the stovetop. We stewed the apples. And then when it was done, we lay it out in a dish. And we just sprinkle with some cinnamon. And trust me, guys. And then I sprinkle some lime juice on top too. So we had a little tang to it. Trust me, guys, when we take those stewed apples over by the location where the filming was being done, it was gone in seconds. Everybody was scooping up and eating and coming back for seconds. And that's something we just created at the spur of the moment. We still had a lot of apples. So she said, Mommy, we still have a lot of apples. What are we going to do with them? I said, well, let's make an apple cake. So I whipped up a batter. I tell her to slice up the apples again. We laid it out in a sheet pan. We caramelized. No, we didn't caramelize the apples. I told her to melt down some butter and sugar. Lay it in the bottom of the pan. Lay the apples out in it. Mix the batter. Pour it in the pan and bake it. Sure enough, we had a nice apple cake. And then when it was baked, we flipped it over like a pineapple upside down cake. And you flip it over. We flipped it over. We cut it up. It was gone. It was gone. Everybody was like, absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So guys, sometimes you're in the kitchen and you might have 4 items, 3 items. You don't know what to cook. Just fuse them together, as Twine say. He called the carrot cashew fusion. Just fuse them together and just create a meal out of it. And we Jamaicans, we're talented people. We always create stuff that nobody else in the world can ever create. We have outstanding meals like our jerk chicken, like our curry goat. But you have some people on social media now that put a twist to everything. They make curry goat patty. The other day I saw curry goat pizza. Not to mention me. I put a twist to everything. I add either pineapple or mango because those are my favorite fruits. So I either call it mango jerk or pineapple jerk. You just add your stuff you add some coconut to some rice, some coconut flakes, call it coconut herb rice, whatever. Just be creative in your kitchen, guys. We used to have a channel in Jamaica called Creative Cooking. I think Grace used to bring it on like every Thursday. I don't remember what date was, but they always have it once a week where they have one particular lady come on TV. She cook live on TV, and it's called Creative Cooking. And she would create the most delicious meals, and I would sit and watch her. And those days I was in high school, and I was doing cookery from first to third form. But of course, my mom thought I wanted to become a helper, not knowing that I was thinking deeper than what she was thinking. I wanted to do food and nutrition, art, because I like art. I like to paint and draw. And I wanted to do human and social biology and physics. Those are the subjects I wanted to do. But when they had the parents' day at school, and your parents came with you to help you choose your subjects, because my mother was this and I don't want to describe her in a bad way. She was more of a show and tell person, right? She thinks that if you work in an office, when you leave high school, that's a real job, not knowing that if you're a dietitian, you can make more money than what the office person is making. I didn't want to be anybody's secretary. I didn't want to be a clerk. I didn't want to work in an office. I didn't want to be the boss's maid. I was thinking in my head, I wanted to be a dietitian. I wanted to do my art on the side and sell them. So I wanted to be an entrepreneur selling art. And I also wanted to cook. Yeah, and when I say cook, not possibly have a restaurant, but cook and serve people. People would enjoy my food. And art and cookery, they go together because you're creating something. But she couldn't see deeper than what I was seeing. You understand? She was seeing being in the office as a secretary and serving the boss. No, I did not want to do that. I ended up doing it, because when I left high school, I ended up going to Excelsior Community College. I ended up going to Fitz Enley Secretarial School, and I did not do secretarial studies because I told her I did not want to do it. I did computer programming. Yeah, I went and did that. And she was mad, but I did what I wanted to do. And then I ended up working at 18. My first real job was Byfield Woodwork and Joinery, 17 years old, after I left high school. I worked there for about 2 years, and then I left, and then I worked at the Canadian High Commission. And I was the secretary to the commissioner. Yeah, I didn't like it. I did not like it. And then one lunchtime, I walked from the embassy to Oxford Road. I never know if I apply for your American visa. I'm going to go apply for your visa for my lunchtime and get it. Matter of fact, when the consular officer that I went to was my boss's neighbor, because they used to live in those embassy suites on Oxford Road. So he was my boss's neighbor. He took up his phone and called my boss while I was standing in front of him, asking my boss if he knows me. He said, yeah, that's my secretary. Give it to her. And that's how I got my first visa. Yeah, at 18. Yeah, at 18 years old. So, and from there, I came back to Jamaica. I went away for a little bit on vacation, and I came back. And then I changed jobs, and I was at Jamaica Telephone Company. Yeah. And I was a secretary to the external plant manager. And I hated it because you had to type letters. You had to serve the boss. I hated it. In my head, I wanted to own my own business. I started to thinking along that line now because I didn't want to work for people. I wanted to own my own business. And I never stopped until I owned my business in Jamaica. Yeah. Registered business. Yeah. I owned my own business. I never stopped. So parents on this life, don't kill your children's dream. If they want to be a janitor, leave them alone. Let them be the manager for the janitor then. You never know. If they want to be a merry maid, leave them, let them be a merry maid. Yes, you can guide them. You can guide them. I'm not saying nay about that. But look at my daughter. Look at my daughter. We always wanted her to be a nurse. But my mother, again, because my mother raised her, assisted her to choose business subjects because she wanted her to work in an office. Sure enough, she worked in an office a little bit in Jamaica. But when she came here, it was a total different ball game. My daughter never even liked to see the sight of blood. If she see blood, she run. When I took her to, I forgot what college it was in Manhattan, because she wanted to do foods and nutrition or whatever, culinary. Yeah, culinary. And when I took her there to do a tour of the college, and she saw them cutting meat, she said, Mommy, I'm not do this because I pastry, I want to do and cakes. I don't want to do them something. She told me off. She told me off. But little did I know, you don't force them, just leave them. Right now, she would juke you and draw blood from you in a second. She would take your blood pressure in a second. Yeah, she went into a field where she didn't even thought she would be. She not scarred nothing no more. She would clean doodle. She would draw blood. It becomes a part of her now. Yeah. So you can't force kids to do what they don't want to do. You have to just leave them to let them choose. You can guide them, but leave them and let them choose what they want. I wanted my son to be an artist, but his father said, and my son loved cookery too. My son wanted to do culinary. Yeah, it's in the blood. He wanted to do culinary. And then he told me that the college that my son wants to go up here, Fish got it. So him I want him start turn up to, and I'm like, stop thinking that way. If he likes to cook, leave him. Leave him. Let him launch out in one. And he ended up not doing that. He ended up doing computer engineer, computers, whatever he does. Right? But my son still secretly watch Food Network and watch all these cooking shows with what's his name from UK? The one that curse all the while. What's his name? Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, he watched all his shows. And even sometimes when I plate stuff, he's like, Ma, that not play it good. That's not how the professionals plate it. You're supposed to do this in the middle. And Imala correct me. So it's in him too. So you can't take away what's inside of your kids or you can't take it away from them because that's their God-given talent and that's what they want. Leave them. So me, if Yana want to be a janitor later on, she's going to be a darn good janitor. Matter of fact, she's not going to be a janitor. She's going to own Yana Spices, so she don't need that. She's going to be the CEO of this company later on when I'm no more. Yeah. Take it from me. Younger ones on this live, remember I told you this on this day. She's going to own this company. It's going to get bigger. She's going to have employees. She's going to be the CEO of the company. This is going to run the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is going to be something. And I was speaking to, I think it's Dwayne I was talking to, my husband. And I was saying to him, we need to break, parents nowadays, we need to break generational curses in our family. We need to set up our children's future so they don't have to come and take care of us. People start a retirement fund. Start put away some money. If it's even $50 a week, $20 a week, $25 a week, it doesn't matter. It adds up. Start a retirement fund so when you get to that age, you don't have to be a burden to your children. You don't have to be a burden to your children. I don't want to be a burden to my children because I bring them in this world so they can be happy and live their life. So we ought to set up insurance policies. So God forbid if we kick the bucket, then I have to go up on Facebook and go up on GoFundMe and beg money for burial. No, me hate that. And I always hear my mother say growing up, me have my life insurance, because I don't want nobody take up collection for bury me. She always said that. And from I know myself, she has always had a life insurance policy. Just last year, I went to Jamaica and upgraded it and put on a whole heap of things on it because everything gone up. But you have to set the pace so you don't cause no generational struggle for your grandkids and your grandkids' kids and down the line. And that's what has been happening in the world today. We depend on our children to take care of us. We did not set up anything for our future. Guys, set up on yourself. I don't talk. Anyway, I think me talk too much. So Sealy Sketches is not about food and nutrition sometimes. Sometimes we have to have these kind of talks. Because it, even though we know, but sometimes it refreshes our memory that we should get these things in place if it's not in place yet. You understand? All right, guys. So let me go and eat my food. My goodly hubby is not here to get none. In their Jamaica, enjoy the heat and the sunshine. And of course, my crab them will come tomorrow. And all my goodies is coming tomorrow. So please don't call me and beg me none because me not share it. And of course, we're getting in more herbs. So you guys, we have some spices here. And we're getting in some fresh herbs straight from my yard in Jamaica. Yes, my dad pack up a whole heap of herb I sent for me. Yeah, man, soursop leaf, fever grass, dandelion, guinea hen weed, you name it. We're going to have it by next week, ready for you in a package. So guys, if you like what we cooked and spoke about on this live today, share this live, make a comment, share the video. And if you're not yet subscribed to any of our platforms, please don't hesitate to do so. Jump on one of the platforms and start following us and liking our videos and share them. Because guess what? We're a growing business. We're a growing organization. And we give back to you. So we're not beg nothing, but if you want to give back to us by sending some stars, some supers, we'd appreciate it, because guess what? We use it and buy gifts and give every week. So I give it back right back to you guys. So as Jamaicans would say, walk good. So I want everybody on this live platform today to big up on yourself and walk good. All right? Yvette say walk good. All right, Yvette. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.